All right, I'm going to try to give this one more take, but here's the thing. I'm running out of light. Ran out of storage on my phone the first time through. So I had to delete a bunch of stuff. And now I'm running out of light. And as usual, I still have no equipment for editing or anything, so I have to nail it and do the whole, presentation without irritating myself. Because if it irritates me, I probably won't want to upload it. Anyway, this was called Passion on the demo album. I dropped it off the album, rewrote it as Man and Woman. This is now the third revision. I shall proceed. Marcus here. Yo. All right. Demo album was called Move This Mountain. I mean, people have copies of it anyway. White blossom sailing on silky breeze, satin skin flushes, love-struck buzz, sparkling eyes caress honeysuckle lips, magnetic pull, love's elixir drips, so drink it, walk with me to heaven, hold on tight, ride the swell, promise we gon' never deny what we feel. I touch you, you touch me. Dang it. I'm breathing in, you're breathing. Could something so good happening? Yeah, this is real, this is happening, so dive in, walk with me to heaven, hold on tight in this world, promise we gon' never deny this is real. Shadowy opaque, so dead zombies marching in place, breathtaking alone, faces and veiled hearts embrace, reflections in our face, reflections in our face, electric when I find soulmate, blessed sign of grace to find each other in this place. Walk with me through heaven, hold on tight, ride the swell, promise me we never deny this is real. Tonight our beauty is unfolding like a lotus and theogenic love, so let's fly over the world in lavender skies, like eagles fed together in new life, match made in heaven, hearts fusing with joy, man and woman, born to find each other in this maze. Love opens our eyes and we're amazed how we rest making love, we were made for each other. Make it real, we choose together. So fly with me to heaven. Fly right over that hill. Now we know what love is. Now we know what's real. All right, so I missed it a couple times, obviously, but now I have enough memory to finish, and this is what you're going to get. So I could probably maybe see. I don't really want to. So look, the intro is the same. That whole thing is, I did remember it, right? And then the whole. But I rewrote the lyrics. The lyrics are all new because I wanted them to be more poetic. See, when I first wrote the song, it wasn't about anybody, and so it wasn't for anybody, and so, it was just kind of like a general, when you're with the person you love, you feel more grounded, and when you don't, you feel more lost, kind of like that. So I wanted it to be better. And I also wanted to take out there was a section that was really jarring, and it threw off when I was trying to do the drums. I had one day to do the drums on that album, Move This Mountain, and I nailed a few of the tracks. I did, but a couple of them, man, yeah, it was rough, So this was one of them, because the rock section that I had as a bridge, it didn't work. And so this time I just deleted it and just took it out and just go straight into the chorus, which is also how I originally wrote it. Except now the lyrics are updated and there's new bridges to the, you'll notice that I go back and forth in an interesting sort of order, from verse to chorus to verse to set to verse, back to then the bridge, high bridge down to set to B, then back to chorus, C, and then up to the whole like middle section of the song, and then the bridge back down to the chorus, D, right? And then the chorus D has different lyrics this time, and I also changed up the melodies in the different choruses because it goes 4 times, and I didn't want to be too repetitive, and I wanted the lyrics to follow sort of a trajectory. So this time, I feel like the lyrics are more poetic this time, a little more, maybe perhaps a little more, never mind, maybe a little more innuendo now, but anyway, but there's more like, pretty metaphors and stuff too, so I just like it better. And so when I got up to this section, though, here's the thing. So this section here, that's how it's supposed to sound when I'm not playing it badly. So I wanted to have a little bit of a groove, a little groovy part, because then the bass can thump and people could dance. And also that section, the lyrics are more like, is a little more tension, because when you're falling in love, there's kind of like, there's like the excitement, but also the uncertainty. And then there's the kind of the push and the pull and all that. And it's like a little dance, So very much an emotional one, but it is still. So I like it. And so I wanted to sort of capture that feel before going up to the really intense part and now there are supposed to be double vocals. So the notes up here, I sung the low notes. It gets higher, even higher than that thing where I was like, why? It goes even higher than that. And I don't want to do those ones. The other person could do the higher notes. But anyway, so there is supposed to be layered harmony vocals and all that, and but this is what I did remember when I rewrote this song up in Idaho, and I played it live. I played the second version of the song in Boise and in St. George, I'm pretty sure, and I don't remember I don't remember the section there was something I was doing here with power chords. I can't remember it. And then there was something I was doing up here, can't remember it. Lyrics gone. I remember 2 lines of the lyrics. And I was like, well, I'll just have to start over from there. And so I like them better now, you know, because there's like the eagles paired for life, and there's like the lotus unfolding, and there's, you know, there's still flying in the lavender skies and all that. And there's, you know, find each other in this maze. It's just kind of fun. It's more, it's like a story, you know, because, I mean, you know how like, you know how it is. You find people that are just like, they're just living for themselves, and they're kind of by themselves, but reveling in it. They're kind of like one dimensional. But then you find the people that are like, they're like missing their other half, and they're always like, oh, and they're all sad, but then you find people that are actually like soulmates, and they're with their soulmates, and you're like, wow, and they're just like, it's like the whole world is different colors, you know, when you find your soulmate. It's amazing, you know. And so I wanted to capture that intensity and be like, and give some pushback to the people that were trying to coerce my life path to make me be like a fly solo one-man show kind of person, which is not, that's not what I want in life. That's what they were trying to impose upon me, so they could I don't even want to get into those people, but anyway, that they didn't care about my well-being. They cared about their selfish agenda, making a peep show out of my life. But anyway, so you know, and thinking I was supposed to be happy in loneliness, but that's not me. That's them. Okay, so stay away. Anyway, yeah. So I like this version. This is my favorite version, although the second version admittedly was pretty good. I can't remember it, so I had to rewrite. But this is what I do remember. I remember that up here I had these high notes with open notes, and so this is one of them that I do sometimes. And here's another. Now in this song I actually do here where the pointer finger is on the G string because I'm doing this. But I also do it where it's on the D string so that I can do this. Right? So, and then I've got these ones up here, and I do have to use my thumb for this. I can't do it as a bar chord, so I go like that. So there's open strings and high notes. Then I switch it to that. Oops, my bad. You know, and then of course there's that one way up there. And then, so it has an open E, but then I go to this, so it has an open A instead. And this I played kind of rough. Let me do it better. Like that, and then it jumps to here. Back down again. And it goes in like this. Now the last time I do add this note in. Otherwise, most of the times I play it without. And then at the very end, there's this super high thingy, and it's kind of cool. And it's like that. And you've got to play it like, you know, and then. So you vibrato that while you leave the open E ringing. It's kind of nice, you know. So it's a fun song. When I play it well and don't suck, it's a good one. And in this time, you know, it was actually. Can I? You know what? Let me just hold on. Just do that. Wow. I'm just gonna sit. Okay, so wow, but now you can't. Whatever, that'll work. I'm almost done anyway. Yeah, because I think I already did Spanish Girl. Come on, come on. Oh, I might redo some of my old metal stuff just for fun, but I deleted that. It was taking up too much memory. So this time around, I actually was thinking of Christina Nicole Costanza when I wrote the lyrics for it and some of the new harmony vocal melodies and stuff. And then you know, and I didn't know her relationship status, so oops, right? But sucks to be me. But it's still kind of it amazes me how like certain people you can have like a resonance and you're enamored in such a way that it evokes these really beautiful things that come out. Like there was that Mormon chick that kind of inspired the the beautiful cello melodies that I wrote that I never got to finish, you know. But and she didn't write them, I wrote them, but it was the way that I felt, you know, around her, and the interesting kind of interaction that we had that sort of evoked it, you know what I mean? Like a muse effect. And out here I met these two different Baptist girls that both had the same effect on me. And I came up with these guitar melodies. One of them became a guitar solo. The other one was just a vocal thing that's on my notes somewhere. But they're really pretty, you know, they're really, really beautiful. And then this Italiana kind of evoked this version of this song. And you know, but that being said, though, man, I gotta stop writing love songs for people that I have never kissed before. That sucks. So that totally blows. Anyway, well, hey, actually, here, there you go. If Christina Costanza sees this, you should check out this book. It's really cool. You have a beautiful heritage. Anyway, so, you know, that it's funny though, because, you know, I actually kind of had a celebrity crush years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, on her. But, you know, celebrity crushes, that's all they are. Like, a lot of people get those. You know, some people have a crush on their high school teacher. Some people have a crush on some actor or whatever. It's, you know, but that's all it is. And so I just kind of, it was just there in the back of my head. And then, you know, the Mormons threw me in jail. So that cello thing, like, I'm just going to have to finish that later sometime. And so, but I was still like, well, you know, I'm not in my career right now, and I'm trying to hang out with Christians. I should marry a Christian. I'm a Christian. So I didn't really ever think about it much, except just like in terms of sort of admiration and adoration, right? When I would watch her interviews or her songs or whatever, Chrissy. And then, but then, you know, the Christians around here keep ostracizing me. They won't let me date anyone. They don't want to make music with me. And if they're going to be like, well, you're not good enough, you know, we're all saved by grace, but you're not good enough, then I'm just like, I'm wasting my time, you know. So I finally, a few months ago, decided, well, I'm done with these people, you know. I mean, I still believe in God, but I'm just going to, like, I'm walking out. I got to just go pursue my career. And then it occurred to me, well, hell's bells, I might actually meet some of my favorite musicians. That could happen. And so I might even be brave enough to ask one of them out. They might even be crazy enough to say yes. It could happen. It's within the realm of possibility now. And so I wrote this song, you know, and you know, I was thinking of her, you know, of Chrissy, but it's not like I didn't have any sort of expectation, because I don't want to put that kind of obligation on someone I've never met. That would be weird. So, but it's interesting what it brought out of me, right? And because her music cuts me very, very deeply. And I do think, Chrissy, if you ever see this, we definitely should do some cooking show. You know, you talked about that, and I would love to make a zombie apocalypse video game and the soundtrack. That would be bomb diggity. So got some ideas for that, for both of those things. So there's lots of professionals that I would like to collaborate with and bring beauty into the world, bring joy into the world, and just enjoy making some memories and some money. And you know, and you never know. I mean, that's probably where I'll find whoever becomes my companion in life. But you know, whether or not it's her, but there it is. I was like, dang, man, I didn't know, because I didn't know about her relationship status. And then I find out, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, what do I do? So I was like, 'cause I already wrote the song. I'm not gonna just like delete the song. I wrote the song and I like it. So there it is. So I recorded it one way or another. There it is. But I don't want to take other people. Like, I'm not a homewrecker. I'm not like that. I don't want to ruin other people's relationships. I want mine. You know. So I don't know. Maybe you know. I'll find someone. But I gotta. I still gotta be like real about, you know, who I am and what I'm looking for, obviously, and work with the people that bring out my creative juices, you know, that my muse people. I gotta work with my muse people, and then that's how I'll, you know, meet the right person. But I like this love song. I think it's really nice. And you know, it's got some poetry, it's got some good melodies, it's fun to play, it's challenging to play. It's actually, it took me a while to get that, you know. That's a hard one for me, but it'll sound better, of course, when it has, you know, harmony vocals and bass and a little bit of strings, not too much, but just very nice articulated strings just in the right places, and you know, some good drums and all that, because you gotta get your bounce going. Anyway, all right, I think that's everything I wanted to say about that one. So yeah, third revision, now called Man and Woman. Did I talk about why I dropped it off the first album? Gosh, I've done this 3 times. So I dropped it because, yeah, I messed up the drums on it, and also the guitar solo didn't line up right, because back then I used to write my guitar solos because I didn't have a band. So I wrote them by playing in my head what the other people instruments would be playing, wrote a guitar solo over that. More often than not, it lined up really well. But on this particular one, it didn't. And so I tried to change it last minute in the studio, and it crash and burn, man. Crash and burn. So it didn't. I really need to have a band. That's the best way to write guitar solos. Anyway, have other people playing and you play over it. You know, but anyway, so that's what I got. Chrissy, I love you. You know, whatever. You know, I'm not trying to impose myself on your life or anything, but I would love to do some kind of work with you, and I do like Italians, though. That's true. I really do. This book is a trip. I really like it. Well, anyway, okay, I gotta go. That's it. Yeah, that should do. Okay.